You've seen them. In the aisles of Walmart, Kroger, or your local supermarket, little digital screens are replacing paper price tags. You walk past them every time you shop. You probably figured they're just fancy price tags, a high-tech way to make an employee's life a little easier. But what if I told you the real reason they exist is far more unsettling? What if they give the store the power to raise the price of what's in your cart before you even get to the checkout? And no, this isn't some far-off future. These aren't just displays, they're tiny networked computers. The technology is called electronic shelf labels, or ESLs, and they're at the center of a quiet revolution happening in retail. While stores praise them for making things more efficient,
and install more than 10 kilometers of rails. A time-critical mission studied in the minutest detail to guarantee the full transformation before the super.
Consumer advocates and even United States senators are sounding the alarm. They warn that these screens could bring something we've all learned to hate, with airlines and ride-sharing apps right to our grocery aisles, surge pricing. The question is no longer if your grocery store can charge you more for milk on a Tuesday morning than on a Sunday night. The question is when they'll start. And the answer is a lot more complicated and frankly more unnerving than you might think.
A big announcement by Walmart. The retail giant plans to replace paper shelf labels with digital price screens in 2,300 stores, and that includes some here in our area.
The concern is that this is going to be used to kind of take advantage of or gouge consumers in times of acute demand.
So what exactly are these little gadgets? Electronic shelf labels are digital displays that use e-ink technology, just like a Kindle reader, which is why they're so crisp and clear. But unlike a paper tag that has to be manually changed, an ESL is connected to the store's central computer. This means an employee can update the price of thousands of items across an entire chain of stores with just a few clicks. And this isn't some small test run. The rollout is massive. Walmart is in the middle of a huge push, aiming to get these digital labels into 2,300 of its U.S. stores by the end of 2026. Kroger, another grocery giant, has also been expanding its use of the tech. You can spot them in places like Whole Foods and even department stores like Kohl's. This is quickly becoming the new normal. If you ask the retailers why they're spending millions on these systems, they'll give you a logical answer: efficiency. A single Walmart can have over 120,000 products. Every week, thousands of prices change. According to one Walmart employee, a price update that used to take 2 full days of tedious work can now be done in minutes. Think of the labor that saves.
Now to your money, and more supermarkets are using digital ads, meaning the price you pay can change several times per day.
As the stores argue, that's more time for employees to actually help customers. Accuracy is the other big selling point. We've all been there. The price on the shelf doesn't match the price at the register. ESLs get rid of that problem because the shelf and the checkout are always synced up. They'll also tell you it's better for the planet. Switching to digital means no more millions of paper and plastic tags, which cuts down on a ton of waste. It really does sound like a win-win. The store saves money, pricing is accurate, and it's good for the environment. But this story of clean, simple efficiency is only half the truth. It's what this technology could do that has so many people worried. The real power of electronic shelf labels comes down to 2 words: dynamic pricing. You're already familiar with it, even if you don't use the term. It's why a flight costs a fortune during spring break. It's why an Uber ride home from a concert costs 3 times the normal fare. It's the strategy of adjusting prices in real time based on demand, time of day, or anything else the seller wants. Until now, this was basically impossible in a physical grocery store. But with ESLs, that barrier is gone. A store now has the technical ability to change the price of every item as often as it wants. This has set off alarm bells for consumer groups and lawmakers. U.S. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bob Casey have been vocal, sending letters to grocery executives expressing deep concern that these tags will be used for price gouging. They're worried about a future that sounds dystopian but is now technically possible. Imagine it's a hot afternoon and the store's system, linked to weather data, automatically bumps up the price of ice cream and bottled water. A storm is coming, the price of batteries and bread could suddenly jump. Friday of a long weekend, maybe hot dogs and charcoal get a 15% markup. This isn't just a theory, it's the logical next step for a business model that's already conquered other industries. For years, the only thing stopping this from happening with our food was the friction of paper and ink. Now that friction is gone. The infrastructure is being installed store by store. Retailers can say they have no plans for this, but the capability is what matters. The temptation to use this new superpower to boost their thin profit margins could be hard to ignore. The fear is that grocery bills will start to look like airline tickets, leaving us feeling powerless. Faced with this suspicion, the big retailers have been quick to push back. If you ask Walmart or Kroger, they'll tell you these fears are completely overblown. They insist this rollout is not about enabling surge pricing, and in fact, they claim it will do the opposite. Both Walmart and Kroger have issued statements saying they have no plans to implement dynamic pricing. A Kroger spokesperson even said that any test of these tags is to lower prices more for customers where it matters most. Walmart has been clear that its updates are for reflecting sales or clearance, with prices staying stable throughout the day. Their argument is that the savings from labor and paper can be passed on to you by making price changes instant. They can react faster to put items on clearance. That gallon of milk nearing its expiration date can have its price automatically reduced, encouraging someone to buy it before it's wasted. This isn't just a theory, it's already happening in parts of Europe. In the Netherlands, the grocery chain Albert Heijn uses ESLs to discount near expiry items and claims it has cut their food waste by 250,000 kilograms each year. Retailers also say the speed of ESLs helps them compete. If a rival store puts cereal on sale, they can instantly match that price. In their telling, this technology leads to a market that benefits consumers with lower prices and more sales. So their story is simple. This isn't about squeezing you for more money. It's about making their stores smarter. So who's telling the truth? The reality is probably somewhere in the middle. For starters, many retail experts are skeptical that aggressive surge pricing for groceries is coming soon. Santiago Galino, a professor at the University of Pennsylvania who studies retail, has said he sees no signs of retailers planning to do this. Why? The fear of backlash. We buy groceries constantly. We are incredibly sensitive to the price of milk, eggs, and bread. If customers feel they're being gouged, they'll just go down the street to a competitor. The damage to a store's reputation could be far worse than any profit from jacking up prices during a rainstorm. Just look at the PR nightmare Wendy's faced when it merely suggested it might test dynamic pricing. A recent study that analyzed 5 years of pricing data from a grocery chain before and after it installed electronic labels seems to support this. Researchers found that temporary price hikes were basically non-existent before the labels and stayed non-existent after. So if not for surge pricing, why spend millions? The immediate benefits are still huge. The labor savings are massive, but the bigger advantage is competitive agility. Some European retailers have price hunters who monitor competitors, allowing their store to instantly adjust prices. ESLs can automate this, ensuring a store is never being undersold on key items. But even the experts who say don't panic will tell you to be cautious. Grocery analyst Phil Lempert has called it a slippery slope. He acknowledges the cost savings are great, but once the system is in place, the temptation will always be there. What stores say today isn't a guarantee for what they'll do tomorrow. The reality is that the door to dynamic pricing, once firmly shut, is now unlocked. The only question is whether the stores will choose to walk through it. But the debate over surge pricing might be distracting us from something even more troubling: surveillance. The shocking part isn't just that the price can change, it's that the price could one day change specifically for you.
Corporations have a shady new way to charge you more for something than anyone else is paying. It's a tactic called surveillance pricing. To explain it, Here's one of the top experts on the subject, former Federal Trade Commission Chair, Lena Kong.
Imagine you're at your local electronics store, buying a new TV for $500. You might think you're getting a good deal, but as the cashier rings you up, you notice someone else buying the exact same TV for $400. And the customer next to them, they're only paying $350. As far as you can tell, there was no special discount available, no loyalty card that could explain this. So what gives? You'd be outraged. You would demand to know why you were being charged more than someone else for the exact same TV on the exact same day. Well, what if I told you that corporations may already be doing this when you shop online? You see, every day our phones and devices collect massive amounts of personal data on us. And now, businesses may be using this trove of personal information to charge each of us a different price for the exact same product or service.
The newest ESLs are more than just displays, they're becoming part of a store's data gathering network. Some systems, like One Kroger, tested in partnership with Microsoft, have been developed with plans for cameras and sensors. These could be used to track customer movement, monitor how long you stand in front of the cereal aisle, or see which products you pick up and put back. Why? Personalization. In their letter, Senators Warren and Casey worried that this technology could let a grocer gather data to figure out how much of a price hike an individual shopper can tolerate. While Kroger has stated the system isn't connected to facial recognition, the inclusion of cameras still raises privacy questions for advocates. Now connect that back to dynamic pricing. Imagine a future where the store knows from your loyalty card that you always buy a specific brand of organic yogurt. When you walk down that aisle, could the price on the tag quietly tick up 5% just for you because an algorithm decided you're going to buy it anyway? Could it offer a discount on a competing brand to the person next to you who it has profiled as more price sensitive? This isn't a wild guess. Some companies that develop these platforms advertise their ability to help retailers understand shopper behavior in real time. This technology threatens the very idea of an anonymous shopping trip. Your habits and your perceived willingness to pay could all become data points in an algorithm. The hidden danger isn't just about the price of eggs going up for everyone on a Saturday. It's about the price of eggs going up just for you, because the store's computer knows you'll pay it. Now, to be fair, it's not all doom and gloom. These systems offer real benefits that go beyond corporate profits. One of the biggest is helping with online orders and curbside pickup. Many ESLs have a pick-to-light feature, where an LED on the correct shelf tag flashes to guide an employee who is fulfilling an online order. This dramatically speeds things up and improves accuracy, a huge deal for stores that are also acting as warehouses. There is also a legitimate sustainability argument. As we saw with the Dutch retailer, dynamically discounting items nearing their expiration date is a proven way to sell them instead of throwing them away. Since food waste is a massive environmental and economic problem, that's a significant point in this technology's favor. These digital screens can also give customers way more information. They can display QR codes that link to recipes, show product ratings, allergy warnings, or where a product came from. An era where consumers are more conscious than ever about what they're buying, this can be a genuinely valuable feature. So you have this one piece of tech that could help reduce food waste, improve the shopping experience, and at the same time, could be used to enable unprecedented price manipulation and customer surveillance. So why did your grocery store really install these screens? The honest answer is it's complicated. The official story of efficiency, accuracy, and sustainability is true. The labor savings are real, and the potential to reduce food waste is real. But it's also true that this technology gives retailers a level of control over pricing and customer tracking that was previously unimaginable in a brick-and-mortar store. While the price of your eggs probably won't double during the morning rush tomorrow, the technology is now in place. For now, the fear of customer backlash seems to be holding retailers in check. But the infrastructure is being built, the systems are being integrated, and the door has been opened to a future where prices are no longer fixed, but fluid. The biggest change today is about running the store better, but the groundwork is being laid for something far more transformative and potentially far more troubling. What do you think? Have you seen these labels in your store? Does the efficiency outweigh the risks? Let me know in the comments below.